It's another Behind the Blurb. Not just any, though. It's the final one for the semester. And I like to say for this one, we're kind of going full circle because we are bringing it to our legendary friend, Joe Dziak.
What am I doing here?
Well, you were here before. Don't act like you're a stranger to this place. For context, if you listen closely to Amory's original Behind the Blurb, you could hear Joe doing some minor commentating. And they were supposed to have their own, however, plans kind of fell through. But hey, we're kind of back in full circle now. We got him here, and we are going to rock it.
I'm ready to go. It's going to be really exciting.
Yay! Okay, so you just experienced your first semester of the Blurb. So tell us, why'd you want to join in the first place?
So initially, I was the showrunner for All Systems Go. I did this for 2 semesters, but the problem was I had a lot of stomach issues, which randomly came up. So I was a lot stressed. So I had a lot of stomach issues happening, and like I couldn't leave the house without experiencing like a hint of nausea or just like feeling I was gonna like throw up, which is a little unrelated, which is kind of related, which is funny. So I decided when the new semester came around, I kind of needed a break from show running. So that freed up a lot of my schedule. So I was like, I've done a lot. I've been on almost every entertainment show. I should join the Blurb because, so that way it's like how Thanos completes his gauntlet, like the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like, one more to go. So joining the Blurb was, a decision of, just sort of taking a step back from wanting to just, do show running for All Systems Go, just for my mental health, and joining the Blurb was so that way I could fill that time, which wasn't a mistake. I really believe this was one of the best decisions I've made so far this semester.
Well, we love that you think that. Like, honestly, you've been nothing but a great addition to the show, and we love having you aboard. Through and through.
You're breathtaking.
I love taking breaths. Anyway, so while on the topic of the Blurb, what is your most proud Blurb moment this semester?
My most proud Blurb moment would actually have to be the dress up episode, like the getting fancy episode, where we all dressed up and we got into really nice clothing. I like to think I have a very unique fashion sense, so it's like whenever I usually like to dress up in sweatpants a lot. It's very rare for me to step out of the house with like jeans, so.
And the crowd goes wild.
They love me. This is stroking my ego. So when I walked out, when we were talking about let's do like a fashion episode, I was like, oh my god, I have clothes at home, like back at like my hometown that I can bring in and actually dress fashionable. So walking out of my apartment wearing a pair of khakis, work pants, and turtleneck sweatshirt and a suit jacket, I was like, wow, this is really out of style for me. I look like a librarian. But it was one of my most proud Blurb moments because for me, it's about getting to embrace what the Blurb really is, which is, all these different unique themes that we like to put on. So this was the one theme I felt really most proud of, like taking advantage of, which was just sort of embracing that theme overall.
Oh yeah, and I think that just shows your appreciation for the Blurb, just the fact that you're like one of the people who like tends to go all out when they can.
I like to do that a lot, even though a lot of people do know me as like, oh, he's gonna be like, I have a very defined, like again, I have a very defined fashion style, so whenever I like get to branch out like this, it's very rare because, I don't think many people expect it. So walking out of the house, wearing something, it's a bit of a shock factor to some people who are like, oh my god, he only wears sweatpants. What is he doing? So I was really proud of that.
As you should be.
As I should be.
One thing that we as the Blurb have definitely discovered is, considering that you've hosted a game show about this, you're a big fan of Green Day. You seem to like a lot of Green Day. In fact, I remember a whole lecture you gave to me about Green Day.
I did give you a lecture about Green Day.
You did give me a lecture about Green Day. So with that in mind, if you were a member of Green Day, which member would you be?
I would be Trey Cole. I think people who have listened to Green Day and people who know Trey's personality behind, or in, like behind the camera, I think a lot of people would sort of would sort of assign me that moniker of being Trey Cool. Trey Cool is very rambunctious. He's a very people who know me, like sort of like outside of like the Blurb and outside of any entertainment show, know me to be very sporadic, very all over the place. I tend to, I don't tend to mince words easily. In fact, I'm a very bubbly, very unique personality outside, and Trey Cool sort of embodies that both on stage and off stage. And also he's a drummer too, and I've been drumming for since 5th grade. I picked up a drum set in 7th grade, and I sort of like ran through it naturally, sort of how like Dave Grohl picked up the guitar. But I think I like to think of myself a lot as Trey Cool from Green Day.
Oh yeah. As somebody whose knowledge on Green Day overall is very minimalistic, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I've been listening to Green Day for the longest time, ever since my mother got me into it. Love you, Mom. I've been a big fan of Green Day for a very long time. I started off with American Idiot, so I started off at the peak of the mountain. Not to say that their other albums aren't peak as well, excluding a few misconstrued ones, or sorry, not misconstrued ones, a few ones that sort of go under the radar. So I guess there is a level of misconstrued there. But I've been a huge fan of Green Day for a while.
And while we're on the topic of Green Day, if you had to pick a Green Day song that you'd say you relate to, which one would it be?
That's actually a really good question, because there's a lot of great songs out there that Billy Joe and a lot of Green Day relates to. It's not in terms of just the level of the music; it's in terms of the level of the lyrics. So it's also sort of like a personality quiz as well, where it's like what Green Day song are you feeling today? If I was reminiscent, I'd say Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. If I'm feeling a bit rebellious, I like to say Holiday. That's a good one. If I'm feeling in a bit of a grumpy mood, or if I'm feeling a bit, if I'm feeling like I can take on the world, I would definitely say Nice Guys Finish Last from Nimrod. But if I'm feeling like I want to dance, I would definitely say Welcome to Paradise. I love Welcome to Paradise. It's a great song, great lyrics. It's just so much in line with how varying the Green Day songs tend to be, especially with each song. I mean, there's a level of personality that exists between each song, so it's very good to assign yourself a song for each personality that you're feeling today, or each feeling, I guess. And each feeling sort of varies behind which song I'm feeling. So.
I completely agree with you on that, because I don't do it with just one band. I kind of do it with a bunch of bands, but I kind of feel like the exact same way with with just putting on music and stuff and that in general. Most of the time, if I feel like my day's just gonna be a bop, and I just know that my day's just gonna be energetic and fun, I might put on some Rockin' the Paradise or some Renegade or something like that.
Yeah.
But if I'm feeling a little bit more of a mellow, I might put on some Conan Gray, or even some Marshmello of some kind.
Yeah, for me, I'm not always listening to Green Day 24/7. I love Green Day as a band. I think they're fantastic. But I'm not completely assigned to them as a group. So whenever I get in my car and I'm driving to the studio, or I'm driving anywhere, I'll put on my songs playlist, which usually a lot of people like to like music. I like music that has a good beat. So I mean, I'm very varied in my tastes, because people will usually ask, what do you think of this? And it's if it has a good beat and has good music and it has some lyrics I can relate to, I like it. So I mean, each track varies. So I'm a very omnidirectional person when it comes to music.
Omnidirectional person when it comes to music. I love that wording.
A true encyclopedia of our times.
A true encyclopedia of our times.
Joe Dziak.
Throwback to the lyric segment from the previous
Yeah.
episodes. So very well versed in Green Day. So I guess my final question would be, now this might be one to take in, so be prepared. How well do you handle hot stuff?
So I like hot stuff. Forgiven the
Like what Scoville unit scale are we going off of here?
I'm dead if we go any higher. I'm just kidding. I do enjoy hot stuff. I do enjoy a bit of spice in my food. Am I crazy enough to take on the triple atomic challenge at Quaker Steak? No. My dad did it once. I nearly died. Oh, I'm just kidding. Funny story about that. When my dad took on a triple atomic challenge at Quaker Steak, I said to him, and I quote, "Dad, if you die, can I get your Xbox?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, son."
Oh, by the way, Anne Marie's with us. If you haven't already been able to tell.
So he took on the atomic challenge once, and then when Quaker Steak announced their triple atomic challenge, he was like, "Sure, I'll do it." So he did it. He got a bumper sticker, which he gave to me, and I put behind my closet door.
He didn't get a shirt?
He get a shirt. I think you have to finish the atomic wings to get the shirt. I don't think he got the shirt. He chicken. I could do relatively well with hot stuff. I think I haven't tested out my limits further than what I'm available. But if I have a cup of water close by, which I don't know if we're gonna have a cup of water close by.
Well, I mean, only one way to find out. In our little Hot Wings Behind the Blurb trivia.
Send help. Top 10 moments taken before disaster.
Joe Dziak before he runs out of the studio with his tongue literally on fire.
Well, can't wait to see that breakdown. Stay tuned.
Or don't.